Hello everybody, welcome to Introduction to 3D Shapes. Now 3D stands for 3 dimensions. So this is where a shape has width, has length and it now has height. So it is handleable by children. So I often get them to do this action. It is 3D. So first step is obviously to start to learn the shapes. So we have sphere, cube, cuboid, cone, pyramid, cylinder. Okay, and it's really good to practice finding these in real day, everyday objects, having a look around. So for example, finding that you might find dice as a cube. Cuboids could be an Xbox station, it could be cereal boxes, cylinders, drain pipes or tins of beans and food, pyramids as in the ancient Egyptians, sphere as any type of playing game ball. Really good fun to actually go and have a look around your house and home and around to see what 3D shapes you can find. So one of the first things we look at, as we talk about the properties of 3D shapes, is the number of faces. Now, real common misconception and error that the children have when they're counting these faces is that they overcount, and it's really easy way of doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They just keep on going. So again, the best way that I've found of doing this is actually marking it. So either if you can draw on it or stick pieces of blue tack and count as you're going around. That way, when you get to the end, you can see what faces are still missing, and you can then count them either as you're adding the blue tack on or taking the blue tack off. So we're counting the faces of a shape. We also talk about the fact that we have a vertex, okay? So a vertex or vertices is where 2 or more edges meet. So for example, an edge is therefore where 2 faces meet. So along here, this is an edge as we have a face and a face, it's meeting here. This is also an edge here. A face is meeting another face. So the edges, again, typically larger number of edges than we do have on the faces. Again, I would count using the blue tack. Make sure that, remember, apart from going horizontally across, is that you also have vertical edges on some shapes as well. And for example, here we have a horizontal and we have sort of a diagonal vertical one going on. So a vertex or vertices is where these edges meet, where 2 or more edges meet. Typically in 2D shapes, these are the corners. So again, using the blue tack to actually count these vertexes, these vertices into as they're going and count as you then remove. Really good way of introduction to 3D shapes is often learning to describe whether they have curves or whether they have flat faces, okay? Really good introduction investigation for this is actually building a tower. What shapes are the best for the middle part, the top part of the tower? Which shapes can't you use? Why? Another good experiment is a ramp. So actually saying, will it slide down the ramp or will it roll? Why will it roll? Will it slide? Why? What properties about it help or hinder it in this factor? Really good way of introducing the faces is imagine if you were getting paint onto one of the faces and stamping it down, what shape would this be here? So for example, we could say, well, yes, it could be a cube or it could be one of the faces of a cuboid. Again, it's getting the children to understand that these are the 2D shapes that you can spot. So here I have a rectangle face, I have a square face, I have a triangular face, okay, I have a circular face. So for here, I have my cuboid, I can have my cylinder, cuboid. We can then talk about the fact that here it gives open discussion. It's really good of a high threshold way to actually discuss shapes. Here the children could be saying, well, is this 2 cuboids just rotated round? Or is it a cuboid and then a cube? Is it part of a sphere or is it part of a cylinder? Really good way to introduce languages. Now there's some really good games online to also to remind the children that this is still a cuboid. This is still a cuboid. This is still a pyramid. This is still a pyramid. Cylinder. Doesn't mean which way round it's rotated, but it's still that shape. And it's really worth being able to actually hide these shapes for the children to then realise that if part of it was hidden and you couldn't see all of it, using the factors about vertices and faces and edges, can you still describe it? Okay, we can also do a lot of sorting, either in Venn diagrams or just in sorting circles. So here we can see what I've done is I've done 2 circles. I've said if it has less than 4 faces or 4 or more. So this is a really good way for getting the children to think, right, well, how many faces does it have? Has it got more than 4? No, it will go in this side. Counting the faces, could be vertices, could be edges. How many has it got? Right, it's got more than 4, it goes over here. Lots of sorting, matching, really good ways to practice that vocabulary and identifying properties about 3D shapes. Have a practice and have a go.